Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted, man. What the fuck?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 69 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
Nice.
I'm Tyler.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, fine.
Nice.
This is going to be a theme.
This episode's
Lord.
the sex number.
Nice. Ha ha.
So it has been a week since we have convened.
Has it really?
It has.
It has.
It has been.
7 days?
And in that time, things have happened.
Stuff
They have.
has happened.
Awesome Games AGDQ was this past week.
That's right.
CES was this past week.
What is CES?
Consumer Electronics Show.
Oh, okay.
And that is in Vegas every year. And as I predicted on the last episode, we were all expecting Sony to show off the PlayStation 5 at CES, like actually unveil the PlayStation 5. Instead, we got the unveiling of the PlayStation 5 logo,
Which is
the
just
PS4 logo
Yeah.
with a 5 instead of a 4.
Hey, if it works, it works.
We put a 5 on the box this time, guys.
But interestingly,
It's
Sony
different.
actually did surprise everyone this year by showing up with a car that they made. They made an electric car, and it was much more practical than what Mercedes showed up with. Mercedes showed up with this absolutely ridiculous prototype car thing.
Sony showed up with a car?
Yeah, Sony made a car.
Can I play Bloodborne on it?
No, but you can't play Skyrim.
Honestly, it looks pretty gorgeous. It looks like they took a lot of ideas from Tesla in the body design. Their car emblem is very, very pretty, very stylish.
Yeah, it's Car 5.
Well, car
Dash. Well, it's cool because like the lines of the car meet in the center of the front, right? And one goes down for the bottom of the S and one goes up for the top of the S. And it just looks real nice.
That's cool.
Very, very, very clean, stylish. The inside is like all screens and it shows off, all these multimedia things and all that. They have no intentions of ever producing this car. They're not.
They just made one.
Yeah, they just made one.
because they could, yeah. And
And it makes sense because they're kind of more showing off the technologies that they actively work on and how they fit in that environment. Because they obviously didn't fully make the car themselves.
No,
they
of course not.
partnered with other
yeah,
people
it's and,
for all
and
the
it's
other things.
is it a functional prototype? Or
Yes.
is it, okay.
It's not like what Mercedes showed up with. Mercedes showed up with this absolutely ludicrous space age car that is supposedly can drive left and right, like just.
It doesn't
full-on
have
left and
doors.
right.
It's actually
It
just
doesn't have doors.
Isn't it the one that prioritizes saving the driver over a civilian pedestrian, though? Is that?
No, that's
who is that?
That's a real thing. That's
Xbox.
This is
doesn't Tesla does that?
Tesla does that. Yeah. This is just the prototype thing.
No, I don't think it was
doesn't actually
Tesla. I think like a recently announced car, there's a huge controversy over it, and I don't think it was Tesla.
I thought it was Tesla.
That the car will prioritize saving the life of the driver if it has to hit a pedestrian.
Yeah.
I believe I know what you're talking about.
I thought it was Tesla.
I thought it was Tesla's too, because that's
been
actually the conundrum that's the big conundrum that is facing autonomous cars is the trolley thought experiment. Where if you've got a trolley, you're at a switch.
Multi-track
Trolley's going
drifting.
down the tracks, and there are a bunch of people on the tracks. They can't hear you. You can't yell at them to warn them. But if you pull the lever, it'll go off on a branch and only hit one person instead of this group of people. Do you pull the lever? And so that's kind of the conundrum that...
Did you just give me a trolley problem, brother?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
That's the conundrum that autonomous cars are currently facing is, do you prioritize the safety of the driver? Do you prioritize the safety of groups and things like that. If you are in a situation where you have no option but to hit someone, who do you prioritize the safety of?
If you think about it, it makes sense because you have to, like, if you program it to save the pedestrian, what that means is it's going to either come to a complete stop or swerve. And if it swerves or comes to a complete stop, everyone else on the road is in danger, and you're still probably not going to save the pedestrian because you're just going to get...
Yeah. And it was Mercedes.
Oh, was it?
Oh, Mercedes. Okay.
Yeah. That's just what cracks me up, though, is the moment I saw all of those articles, people immediately took them out of context. It was, of course... Mercedes decides that drivers are more important than anyone else. It's like, no,
it's
that's what you're talking about.
Much more
there's a full
complicated
family in the
problem.
car and one pedestrian. The car's going to prioritize that. Yeah. That is a classic trolley problem.
Yeah.
Guess what? Pull the lever.
Also,
You gotta pull it.
absolutely.
You have to
Always.
pull the lever.
Also,
have to.
stepping away from the fact that it is an automated vehicle that we're trying to teach how to make these decisions. When a person stops their vehicle, like they have to make a similar choice and nobody thinks about it because it's a knee jerk.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing. It's been,
Yeah, so we have to pull away from this and figure out, okay, what do we do? And then tell a computer to do that.
Yeah. When you're faced with nothing but poor choices, you can only make the best poor choice.
Which is multi-track drifting.
No, you pull the lever. Multi-track drifting is a bad shit post, Brooks, and I hate you. The multi-track drifters are the brainlets of the trolley problem world.
Correct.
Kill everybody, not
wonder-
just one.
I wonder if Sony's going to do some crazy promotional stuff with their car.
They better.
Like,
They fucking made a car.
Yeah, right.
it only goes forwards because it doesn't have backwards compatibility.
Actually,
There's no reverse function on this car, brother.
I imagine it like they've got to have other things planned for it aside from just showing it off at CES.
You have to pull
It's actually gonna be revealed
and
to-
then the accelerator and it'll go backwards.
it's actually going to be revealed to be the PlayStation 5.
This is the PlayStation 5.
Well, we did show you the PS5.
It was
They just
in this
didn't want-
car.
They felt embarrassed, like, oh, they actually think this is a car. We'll just let them think that for a
They're like,
while.
you guys didn't pay attention? Did you see it was sitting on the backseat of the car during the shot? Like, you guys just don't pay attention, dude. That was a PS5 sitting right there.
You have to pop the hood and it's there.
It's the engine.
It powers the car.
So, other interesting news that came out of CES is Toyota is creating a smart city. So they're
Oh, like RoboCop.
they're building a city that is built with autonomous vehicles in mind,
Hell yeah.
and with pipes underneath built underneath the city for deliveries. So pipes that go directly into the homes. for deliveries.
Future.
Oh, that's going to be so fucking
So,
rad. Or terrible.
Are they actually building it, or is it just like an idea?
They are actually building it, and Toyota employees are welcome to live on it. And it's going to be a testing bed for their technologies.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie.
Are they going to build that out here?
No, it's in Japan.
Oh, okay. Because I know that there's a lot of auto manufacturers that test their cars out here.
Oh, sure.
Also, there's a lot of room out here.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of room in Japan. I'm surprised that they're doing it in Japan.
So some of those test courses are crazy. Like Nissan does a lot of their testing out here.
Yeah. I've seen a couple cars with the shit on them.
My 77-year-old grandfather goes on this dirt course and drives them off ramps at 100 miles an hour and tries to break
awesome.
them. Like, it's rad.
But yeah, I think it's really cool. And Toyota is actually open to partnerships with other companies that are working on these types of technologies to also work on this city with them. And so their employees can, come and live in this city, and it can act as kind of like a testing bed for all these
A corporate
emerging
city.
technologies.
I was really, truly ready for the world to be owned by Google, maybe Facebook, but Toyota's kind of out of left field.
Yeah, they made
Was
the
not
Yaris,
expecting
guys.
that.
They're fun.
It's going to be carbon neutral and focus on the testing of autonomous technologies.
Very
go?
interested.
Can we go live there? Is it only
If we
open to
create the
Toyota?
pod-
Right now,
Podcasts of the
it is
future, does that mean
only
we can
open to
partner?
Toyota employees.
Now, when did they start the Vault program?
As soon as we all get pompadours.
I expect a robot butler anytime now.
Yeah.
Please, I need it.
But yeah, aside from that, I didn't see a lot out of CES that impressed me. More
CES is-
TVs. For some reason, Samsung announced the Samsung 10 Lite and Note 10 Lite, where they've already got the 10e. So
I feel like there's an oversaturation of cell phones in the market right now.
yeah,
There are, especially because there's very little change from one generation to the next.
So I've had my phone for as long as I have. There's no reason to upgrade. It does exactly what I need it to.
well, so I upgraded mine because I wanted a 5G phone because 5G
Oh,
is now
yeah.
available out here, and
you're
that's
also
the
rich.
latest burgeoning technology. So I figured I'd grab that.
You know what it looks like with the case? It reminds me of my uncle had one of these, and I got it. It was Casio, like electronic day planners from like
Oh
the
yeah.
late 80s, early 90s. I think I still got it somewhere. It's I used that.
This did not cost a lot because
What to you is not a lot? I am curious.
so most new cell phones are like $1,000, $1,200.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you get it's subsidized through your cell provider, and you pay it off over 24 months with no interest. That's not so bad. That comes down to with this phone. That comes down to about $40 a month. But Jasmine, I had just upgraded to the Galaxy S10 and wanted to get to the Note 10. But I couldn't swap the S10 for the Note 10. Jasmine still had the S9, so she was eligible to upgrade. So I gave her my S10 and then took her S9 in. T-Mobile had a trade-in program where if you traded in an S9 or higher, you got $650 off. So
That's pretty reasonable.
this is a $1,200 phone that I'm, spending $650 less on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Still insane.
I always have to ask, because sometimes when you tell me something wasn't a lot and I ask you how much you spent on it, I'm like, perspective.
he had to sell one of his estates.
Realistically, though, I didn't spend a lot on this. Whenever I get a phone, I'm not spending a lot on it. I will over time, be
Except
spending
for
a lot
that
on it.
Escobar phone. When you get
That's not a lot. That's $350 for a fold phone.
But adding on the lawyer's fees for the drugs that we find that are smuggled in them.
That's the catch. When you get the box, it comes with a little bag of cocaine.
Yeah.
And you have to deliver it somewhere.
It comes in a box that
You become a
isn't
drug
a phone box.
Exactly.
It's like something else, clearly, and it's packaged in there with like.
Well, it's made by a known knockoff Chinese brand, and it's just rebranded Escobar.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're talking about it. Just
So
saying.
Yeah, right.
So what are the knockoffs of that going to be like? The Escobart.
The Mussolini.
God, that'd be awesome.
So, Awesome Games Done
Chocolate
Quick
Mussolini.
was also this week. And I didn't get to tune into a lot of it, but one guy did the just dumbest show-off move. He was speedrunning BioShock. And he gets to the part where, big bad guy's monologuing. You're supposed to kill him, get a key,
Would you
and open
kindly?
a door. And so he glitches it. And so, while he's monologuing, he's like, his character is like side screen and just kind of sidesteps around him while he's still talking. It's like, okay, bye, dude.
Yeah.
And it goes to the door. And he's like, no, sometimes with some of these glitches, it can get really weird. Shit can go wrong. And he goes to open the door and it blue screens. And he's like, oh, shit. And he puts his hands to his head and the audience is like,
He was lying, though, wasn't he?
And then the blue screen fades away and it fades into Skyrim, the opening of Skyrim.
Oh, my God. What a fucking flex, dude.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
And he still beat the game under his time. His expected time was 55 minutes. He
Wow.
beat it under that.
That's awesome, dude.
That's a good troll.
good.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I'm always super late to the party on GDQ. Like I'll always watch the on YouTube. They do like the cuts of all the different runs they did.
Sure.
Because when I can never watch anything live because it's usually during times that I'm not available. Even though it doesn't. Do they run it 24 hours for AJDQ?
Yeah.
Okay. I just never do it.
They raised over $3 million this year.
Wow, that's cool.
In this one, because I know AGDQ happens multiple times a year.
Yeah, there's SGDQ and AGDQ.
So
The only one that I saw was a guy playing a guitar, playing a clone hero, and I was like, "Why is this? Isn't a you can't speed run this?" But he literally just increased the speed of the song and did this insane. It was ridiculous. I was like, "Holy shit!"
And also something to remember: there are certain categories that get lumped into speedrunning, where it's playing games that are on a track as well as you can, and it's about getting the highest score.
Yeah,
and
like-
those get lumped in with speedrunning because it's a lot of the same. Like you memorize all of the
Perfecting,
tricks and
100%ing
ins and
and
outs,
things like
and
that, yeah.
it's the classic one. Like anyone who hasn't done this is really old now, but there's a task run of Ikaruga, and
Yeah.
it's like eye candy the whole time. Just watch it; it's crazy
Yeah.
good.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's a task.
Yeah, that's no less impressive
It's still yes, I
because
mean,
he plays both players.
right, but it's
It's a task, I know, but it's still awesome. And
It's awesome,
You know
yeah.
how long those take to make, dude?
oh sure, yeah, and specifically they're analyzing frames in order to give the proper commands to the game to get the absolutely most efficient,
Yeah,
though
it's-
not humanly possible,
Exactly.
absolutely most efficient.
It's not about their
paths.
reaction time. It's about actually knowing the technology in and out
Yeah.
and like really, really manipulating it.
Watching a Celeste TAS run is
They're crazy.
It is delightful.
Yeah,
It is. I mean, like you said, pure eye candy.
absolutely.
I have no idea what Taz is.
Tool assisted
yeah.
speedrun.
Assisted.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, are they saying task? They're saying
Taz.
Taz?
You can look up on YouTube
the spin around
TazBot, and you'll find a bunch of tool assisted speedruns, and they are very, very interesting.
There are some Mega Man X6 ones that are really good.
And in some cases,
Oh yeah, I remember you showing me one of those, I think.
in some cases they'll write them specifically to do the most efficient humanly possible run. And in other instances, they go balls out, and it's literally impossible to do as a human.
Wasn't there one you showed me with there's something to do with the music in one where it's like synchronized to
There was an X6 run where it's on an auto scroller, and this guy just is losing his mind because auto scrollers and task runs are dumb.
Yeah.
So the whole time he's doing it, he's using different power-ups to make noise directly on time with the soundtrack. It's really cool.
ridiculous, and I need to see this.
Yeah, we're going to have to look that up.
I want to see that.
that will
so
be
bad.
your reward when you beat Mega Man X5, Tyler.
Oh, there's
So-
gonna be a lot of screaming happening when that happens.
Yeah, it won't be like a task run to watch Tyler play X5. Don't worry.
No, it'll be the opposite of a task run.
So I've talked about this a couple times. I happened upon some very relevant information where I talk about how I'm very excited for the idea of haptic feedback gloves for VR.
Sure.
Yes.
There's a company that in late December I found is they're offering people to sign up for early access. They have like $12 million in funding for this. I think it's haptics, but it's HAPTX.
Sure.
And they have like some preliminary designs for the gloves
'Cause it's future.
It looks really cool.
So is that going to be
It's
just haptic feedback, or is that going to be like resistance as well? Or
I'm assuming it's got resistance because it has the way you wear the glove. It has a bunch of like mechanisms up here that cause resistance when you.
okay.
So it should actually stop your.
Oh,
hand.
is it the gloves that almost have like a lever and pulley sort
Yes,
of
yes.
design over each knuckle where it comes up to a point? Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen. I think they've been working on, or people have been working on that kind of style for a long time now.
Yeah, but nothing has
because
seen.
I know I've seen early prototypes of that kind of thing being done.
Yeah, but that's what I'm excited for. We're seeing a lot of prototypes now.
Yeah.
Like nothing's hit the market yet, but we're close.
Yeah.
If we're actually seeing created versions, even if they haven't hit public use yet, we're a couple years away from easy use, probably.
Yeah.
That's gonna
That'd be awesome. That'd be
game
seriously
changing.
cool.
Game
Absolutely.
changing for the porn industry.
Oh my god.
Let me grab this cock. I can't.
It's too
Squeeze, 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 squeeze.
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
All of the cool things you can do with this technology, and everyone just wants to do porn.
Hey,
Look, porn is what drives
I
technology.
get it.
Porn is what drives entertainment technology.
realistically, that's going to be why that ends up hitting market and
No,
becoming
you're right.
big.
All of the people are throwing money at that because that's probably what they want to do. Good for them. Don't care.
But I mean,
A new electron-
we've gone back to it a million times. The whole reason that we're on Blu-ray right now is because the porn industry
Yep.
chose Blu-ray over HD DVD.
Yep.
The whole reason we had VHS, even though beta was a superior format, is because the porn industry chose VHS over beta.
Hasn't a lot of robotics funding gone into porn too? Like,
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life,
The drill
life
dough.
bots or whatever.
Yeah.
Those.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you will, but they are definitely pushing technology in a lot of different ways. And
absolutely.
It's really interesting exactly how horny the human race is.
I know. It's
Gonna go down to Fascinations to buy my first set of haptics. Buy my new favorite electronics company, Fuckmeat.
Man, if only someone's fetish was curing cancer.
right, dude.
Yeah. Get rid of those blasphemia cells.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck my way into this genetic code and destroy cancer forever. Episode 69, folks.
Hey, actually,
Nice.
right then, nice. This is on topic.
Yeah.
I want, when we finally get like full haptic feedback instead of just the gloves, the first thing I want to do is find somebody who's using it to watch porn and then use my VR glove to punch them in the face in VR.
I'm imagining that you're expecting like some kind of Second Life scenario here.
Yeah. So what are you doing?
Just go into people's houses and you're just
Go outside. Well, yeah. What's the good old Second Life troll? What was his name? Ralph Poutons. Anyone heard of that? This is
Yeah.
an old one going way back.
I've heard that name.
His avatar was this like gross, fat little green troll. And he would just stumble into people doing like gross cyber sex things and just stand there and stare at them. And they go, Ralph, please go away. And he would only answer all lowercase, no. And he would just stand there.
That's pretty great. It reminds me of when companies thought that Second Life was going to be like, the thing. Like, people were
yeah.
selling land. in
Instead,
Second
it was all cringe all
And,
the time.
I can't remember.
Forever.
There was a media event or some company was having some sort of panel in Second Life and someone made it rain
Yeah.
dongs.
Yeah.
Like just boners flying across everything.
But again, it's because of people's sex drive. The sheer amount of money that goes through that game is terrifying.
It's still,
still
alive.
happening?
It's still live.
Yeah,
Really?
when I was in college, somebody dropped out of the animation program I was in because they got offered a job working for Second Life, making things to sell, like models to sell.
Yeah.
And they made 6 figures doing it.
No shit.
Yeah, they got a job before they even got their degree, making stuff for Second Life and making like 127 grand a year.
God damn.
Yeah, all because people cannot control their goddamn
Genitalia.
God.
Genitalia!
It constantly baffles me. I've never understood it. It's like the only reason people get out of bed. It's creepy.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of ingrained in our biology. The desire to, move the human race forward and create new progeny. But now we're in the generation where that progeny part's not necessary.
Yeah, and like even more so, it's actually probably a detriment.
Yeah.
And not just a detriment to the environment, but the state of the environment and our unwillingness to fix it would be irresponsible to have children.
It's very true. It is very true. Which, woohoo.
Yeah.
Go us.
See, I'm just making the world a better place by choosing not to have kids. See?
I don't need to explain to anyone why I don't want to have kids. I just that I don't want to have kids.
I do to my mother and to my 2 exes.
I've already apologized to my mom. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to make you a grandma. She's like, that's fine.
The bloodline ends here.
Embrace the void.
All things end with time. Cast it into the ether.
That's how I'm
Everything
going
is impermanent.
Jazz hands.
But think
This
of,
episode of Existential Crisis brought to you by.
It's not a crisis anymore.
but think of all the non-biological
Celebration.
children I have. You know, they'll carry on my name and my memory. That's all I need.
Yeah, when you die, Kalis will dye his hair blue.
And
I'm imagining that. And that's great. Great.
It's like being Ghost Rider, except that instead of your head turning into a skull with flames,
You just get blue hair.
he won't even know when I die. He just wakes up one day and looks in the mirror and cries at his blue hair.
blue forever. Blue and a goatee. Just
Oh my god! It just sprouted just overnight.
and then in your coffin, your hair is gone and it just disappears.
You're unrecognizable.
It's like becoming the new Santa Claus.
He also doesn't have shoes anymore. He can't wear
You know, shoes won't fit anymore. It's weird.
5 minutes after he wakes up, he gets a call saying, Kalis, we have your new position. You got the job. It's Ryan's job.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
So also, my son. Also, Monster Hunter Iceborne dropped this week. It's,
Speaking of blue,
Have you been playing it at all?
I have played some of it, yeah. The problem was for me is I got into the Monster Hunter game so late that when it dropped, I still wasn't able to play it. I had to play really hard for a few days to actually like get there. I've only done the
Play so hard,
brother. I've done the
Play
first
so
couple
hard.
missions.
Monster Hunters want to find me.
The PC port from the moment it dropped was a disaster. Like, I got the information ahead of time because it's one of those DLCs that you have to still have downloaded even if you don't own it.
Okay.
So you download this 40 gig update because it's massive. It's huge. It's like a second game because the expansion itself is $40. And everyone's telling me like, hey, I can't even get on. Like I try and load in and it just freezes halfway through loading. People who have very high-end PCs had to drop their graphic settings to medium or low more commonly because the game was so poorly optimized for the PC port that it just bricks you. It completely bricks you.
That sucks.
There's a lot of crashes and blue screens, and it's bad.
So when did that drop?
It was like Wednesday or Thursday, I think.
Okay,
I
so
wanna say.
probably too recent for them to have issued a patch for this.
Yeah, probably. I'm still running it on medium to low, which is infuriating because it's a gorgeous game.
Sure.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, and I mean, I have friends who've spent stupid money on their PC who are just like, I have to run it on like low. What the fuck is going on?
God damn it, Capcom. Get
know.
your shit together.
My guess
know,
is they
dude.
outsourced that.
Of course,
again.
Capcom is not known for their PC ports.
Devil May Cry ported just fine.
Did it?
Yeah, I had like no problems with Devil May Cry 5 at all.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, now that I think about it. And Resident Evil 2 was great on PC.
Yeah, 2019 was a record year for Capcom. They did great for whatever reason. They just must not have tested.
Now I think about it.
They must not have tested Iceborne very well.
That's weird.
if at all. It's ridiculous.
I bet they port or they sent that to a third party porter though.
Or-
that seems to be what normally happens when you see those really bad PC ports. They have like because what was it? Arkham City did the same thing.
Yeah, Arkham City was garbage.
Yeah, and or it just like literally wasn't able to be used for a month or two, and that was a third party porter. So.
Yeah.
They also could have done that good old. Well, we don't have to test it technically. We could just drop it and not pay testers and have our players test it, and then we can fix it afterwards. What are they going to do about it? They're still going to play our fucking game. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's a rough.
oh Capcom,
yeah.
how I can't wait for February 18th.
But from all that I've played so far, it's still great. It's further cemented the whole influence that they're literally just trying to make their universe be a Studio Ghibli film. Like,
Sure.
100%. There's this absolutely ridiculous thing in the new zone, like the new hub, where there's a Steamworks that you just play this QuickTime event mini game to pump up Steam and get free items. But the
Okay.
more Steam you pump up, it gets more and more like madness going on, where there's like cats running around and getting right up into the camera and screaming at you. I was like, what the fuck is going on? The whole time I was doing it. And it's very musical and bouncy.
You mean Palicos?
Yeah, Palicos. Yeah. I think I told you about this before, Brooks, but like I think just for that reason alone, you would appreciate Monster Hunter. It's full on. Like that is what they're going for 100%.
I will
It's all whimsical.
I will eventually delve into Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
You will get dunked on though. It's still a very hard game.
Absolutely. I am gonna complete the current gamut of games that I've set myself upon, and then I am going to play something big after that and just play that for a while. I might try a Souls game just to see if I can get good.
Ooh.
Oh, don't get too excited.
Well,
It'll be
I
lame.
thought Bloodborne was already on your list.
Bloodborne is on my list, but since I lived with someone for a little while that I pretty much saw them play it all the way through.
Sure.
That's different.
Like,
you didn't play it. It's very different.
I know, but the appeal to me of getting into the story, because I value story almost as much as I do gameplay.
then don't play Dark Souls.
That being, I enjoy Mega Man X for the story, and the story is garbage. Okay, so I don't need the best story. It just has to be entertaining enough for me. So I will play a Souls game of some kind soon.
Well, all three of them are good. I don't count Demon Souls.
You can get Bloodborne for like $10.
Bloodborne.
And Dark Souls 1 and 2 you can get for super cheap. Even Dark Souls 3 you can usually find on sale for like $20.
People like to talk shit on Dark Souls 2. I don't give a fuck. Dark Souls 2 was great. You play any three of the Dark Souls titles, and they will be good.
You know my feeling about Dark Souls.
Yeah, you're a
Taser.
bitch. That's
You're not good enough.
I haven't been tased enough yet.
Yeah. We do need to get back into the rhythm.
Do we
of
know
that.
where that taser is?
I don't know. It's somewhere in this house.
Sekiro. Tyler dies twice.
Twice. That's
I mean, I can't even teach you how to play that one. I still haven't played it.
that is
I really
optimistic.
need to get that one.
Then that will be the one that I get.
I've been so caught up in other things. I fucking finally beat the Heart of the Mountain in Celeste.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it is brutal.
Colossal undertaking.
But I mean, the feeling of satisfaction of having done it is I've never felt so proud of myself for beating a game. Like, and I had already beaten the game. Like, the Heart of the Mountain stuff is all the extra shit, all the extra hard shit.
It's the real test. It's the real victory.
And it is. And now I get to play the DLC that they came out with. And already the DLC puts the Heart of the Mountain to shame.
Oh yeah, did you have to beat the Heart of the Mountain to access the DLC? Yes. So that's what finally motivated you to do it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and it's one of those games that I just keep coming back to.
Yeah, but it was like that extra push. You
Sure.
want to play the DLC? Well, gotta beat the Heart of the Mountain.
Yep. And first I hadn't even gotten enough hearts in order to unlock the Heart of the Mountain. So I had to do that, then started playing through the Heart of the Mountain, and it's just absurdly difficult. And I think I think there's more to it than what I have unlocked, because there was another door when you go into the mountain that has like more hearts on it.
Okay.
That I didn't have, so I couldn't open. But I could at least get to this one area, and it said, that I beat it, and then sent me up to the moon, and I'm like, oh, this must be the DLC.
Straight to the moon. Alex.
Was Mega Man up there? Capcom? Sorry, I'm still bitter about Mega Man Legends 2. They left Mega Man on the moon.
I know.
And he's supposed to come back.
I know.
And he hasn't come back yet!
I know.
We know, Brooks. It's gonna be okay.
I know.
Everything's gonna
all
be
right.
fine. It's gonna be fine.
He's up there contemplating what he's fighting for. It's okay.
He's waiting for a satellite to come around so he can.
Yeah, he's just killing people and writing a message in their
Exactly.
bodies on the moon, waiting for his satellite to come around.
Oh, that's a joke.
And
that neither of you
when
two
it
are
gets
gonna
to
get.
it, it's what am I fighting for?
I'm just waiting for you to say it.
Say what?
Never mind then.
I'm not saying
I
anything.
could just feel the rage coming off of you.
So,
February 18th.
Retron has announced a new system.
Oh,
Is that the one that?
It's the Retron. I can't remember what they called it. It's like the Retron Mini or something like that.
Game Boy.
But it plays Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games on your TV, and it looks cute. It's
cool.
a little cube.
Finally, a reason to buy an R4 for the Game Boy Advance.
But it's
wonder-
Retron, which is garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
they
looks
break all the
like
time.
Unfortunately,
What they've shown looks really cool. Like it's a cool little console.
I will probably buy it because I think it's a neat idea. It's a good way to bring back a lot of attention to a lot of long since overlooked titles. Maybe it'll give us some more attention to Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, and
yes, please.
we'll see more of a demand to see Ages and Seasons get remade for the Switch.
Maybe I could
please,
even play
please,
one of
please,
the old good Fire
please,
Emblems. Ooh.
please.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be diving in. If I get that, I'm diving into Advanced Wars.
Oh yeah, Advance
I-
Wars is classic.
I
love
started with the
those
first
games.
one and I never got into it. But I've been every 5 to 7 years since
It's
it came
such a
out.
solid turn-based strategy.
It really is.
There's a newer game that is stylistically very similar called Wargroove that I highly recommend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I tried Wargroove.
Yeah.
I hate the aesthetic so much.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Advance Wars aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's that same sort of style.
Couldn't get into it. I acknowledge that it's probably good, but I don't know what it is. Just right over my head.
The other current option is I can't remember what it's called, but it's the game that was the follow-up game by the developers of FTL.
Oh my god, that is just Advanced Wars. I'm buying it.
Yeah, right.
War Group. I'm buying it. I'm
Yeah.
buying it. I'm buying it. I'm buying it. I'm excited.
I can't remember what it's called, but the follow-up to
Caffeine
FTL was a turn-based strategy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That is supposed to be
I don't know.
punishingly difficult. And it looks like they did a very good... I mean, FTL was fucking great. So obviously this is going to be a solid game.
Faster than.
It's a roguelike
than
called
light.
Faster Than Light.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of micromanagement. The combat's brutal.
Yep.
But you manage a space crew, and your whole ship has different rooms and airlocks. And fire can start. They can pull oxygen out of your ship by breaking a crack in the hull. So they can either board your ship, kill your crew. They can blow your ship up. Your crew can suffocate or burn to death. There's a lot of different things that can happen.
Yep.
It sounds like I might actually like this.
It is a very, very good game.
What platform? Is
I think
it
it's
on?
on pretty much everything.
Yeah,
okay,
It was a PC original.
Yeah, it's PC originally, but I think it may have come out on other systems.
Okay. Let's look into that.
Into the Breach.
Into the Breach, that's what it is. That you may like better if you're looking for a turn-based strategy option.
I need.
Yeah, FTL is very high stress because it all happens in real time.
Well,
Ooh.
but you can pause everything.
If you're a coward,
and that way you can target more effectively. Like you can target their shield generators, you can target their weapon systems and things like that, and then let it play out. And, yeah. But if you go full real time, or God forbid, like double speed, it is hard.
I just always do it in real time. It's the stress management makes it fun.
I feel like motivated by real time stress as far as having to keep track of all this shit while everything is running. I think that would appeal to me.
Dude, man, buy it. It's been out for years now.
In moments
Yeah.
of crisis.
It's been out for a long time.
2011 or something like
Oh,
that.
okay. Okay. Yeah.
It's been out for a long
I'll look
time.
into that later.
I would hazard a guess that even your laptop will play it.
Maybe.
It's not a demanding game.
Blowing up.
When his ship blows up in game, his laptop also blows up.
We're taking heavy damage. Keys start blowing off.
Half of them melt into the laptop.
Shell
The
hole.
screen just
Get the wireless
shatters.
keyboard.
So,
Sir, the trackpad isn't working anymore. God damn it, where's the mouse?
Hey, I have one of those. I have one of those. What do you call those? The ones with the ball. I still have one of those. I've been using one of those since '98.
oh,
Wow, dude. Wow.
No,
I
I mean-
you would though.
When it's just like that was the mouse that my dad bought, or I should say that type with the stationary with that ball.
Yeah, but those are cursed.
I love them.
Why?
I'm so good with them because that was the mouse that my dad liked, and so that's just what I used on growing up. That was just how I used it.
Okay, boomer.
I'm not saying I can't use another one. It's just like
I remember when optical mice started coming out, and then there were optical trackballs, and I mean they were significantly better than the old track, like normal ass trackballs. But
Those
it would just seem
trackballs.
so funny.
I will always. There's a special place in my heart and memory of having to pull out the trackball, clean it off.
Yeah.
the Q-tips
Because it
out.
was getting stuck a little bit, and you're just like, oh no, this isn't working, and you had to get it all
or
nice
just
and
the
clean.
sound of the ball. You
Yeah.
know, it's-
Yeah,
So Sony, I don't know if this date had been announced yet or not, or if it was recently announced, but it's news to me. Their Morbius movie is coming
Yes.
out in July.
Yeah,
We don't have a trailer,
We're probably not going to have one until next month.
and
Isn't Jared Leto
is
Morbius?
Morbius.
Well, that's going to go well.
Stop giving him jobs.
Not content in ruining Suicide Squad, though more than just Jared Leto ruined Suicide Squad.
there's a lot
honestly.
that ruined Suicide Squad.
But
He didn't help.
his ownership, his perceived ownership of the character the Joker, is what ruined a lot of things.
To be fair, that wasn't necessarily his artistic choice. They wrote that character.
He leaned into it hard.
He leaned into
So
it
hard they started making gangweed memes.
He leaned into it hard and then got angry when
They cut back on the character.
when Joker came out and he wasn't cast in it.
Yeah, and they
So
we also got pissed. 'Cause
he took ownership over the character.
that is fair. That is fair.
So I don't know what we already know Sony's going to fuck it up.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
We could be surprised. I mean, I'm open to
by how
surprise.
much they'll fuck it up, I don't know, man.
Watch it ends up being it's gonna be super overlooked because we all have this idea, right? It'll be the greatest movie of 2020. It'll be so compelling that people are actually gonna know who Morbius is.
I don't know, man. Sonic the Hedgehog comes out in 2020.
Is this
You
the
know
one-
what?
This is going to be the first one where, isn't Tom Holland supposed to be making an appearance somehow in Morbius?
I don't think so.
On
the back of a milk carton 'cause he's missing from
They
it.
have left open the possibility,
Spider-Man
yes,
showing
but
up in that universe. so.
I am,
It'll be for 5 minutes if it
yeah,
happens.
and it's not gonna. I would if Tom Holland shows up in anything, I want it to be in Venom 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I want them to collab. I want them to ask Marvel for guidance in making the next
I
Venom
hope
film
they
because
do.
if they're going to handle any of the Spider-Man properties well, I want it to be Venom.
Yeah.
Which
Because Venom is
honestly,
such a cool anti-hero.
It deserves it.
as lackluster as the Venom movie with
Fuck Spider-Man.
the most recent Venom movie was. It wasn't terrible.
I didn't watch
It wasn't good, but it wasn't.
What was
awful.
Would you say it's at least fun to watch? Was it fun to watch?
It was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch.
That's that's
Until-
really all I was expecting out of it.
The
And-
narrative was terrible, but
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy is actually solid as
And seeing Woody
Rock.
Harrelson at the end is
Yeah.
very nice. As Cletus
Carnage.
Carnage. And
Chili con
if
Carnage.
if they can really work out this partnership well, that means that we could see Venom. Like, do you know how many people have had the symbiote?
There's been a few people.
Rocket had the symbiote. Fucking Groot had the symbiote.
really.
Deadpool has had the
Yeah.
symbiote twice.
Yes, he
which
has.
I want that to. I would love to see that.
That would be cool. I would be okay with that.
I would love to see them explore that element of it.
I don't think they will.
No,
I don't
of course
think I
not.
would either, but-
Natch.
But
They could tease it.
I would love it.
Sure.
Also, speaking of that, and I don't know if this is where you were about
We'll
to go. fans want Deadpool to take the place of Stan Lee as the cameo in every Marvel film.
That would be really cool.
I
Kind
think
of
that
awesome.
would be great.
I would love that.
That'd be cool because you could literally have him doing anything,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't even matter.
I was going to go a different direction with the superhero stuff to DC because we got the second trailer for Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of the trailers for those yet.
It's looking
It's
like a
Suicide
Harley
Squad
Quinn
2.
movie.
like a Harley Quinn movie, and Margot Robbie was the best part of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but she's also not a part of Birds of Prey.
Dang. The movie looks fun, and I just loved it because like everyone's like, I didn't see it, or I don't think this is what they meant to do. But at the very beginning of the trailer, Harley is like, I broke up with Joker, and then rolls a tanker into the Ace chemical factory where Joker became the Joker, and it blows up. So everyone on the internet's like, oh, they just killed Jared Leto.
That would be cool.
That would be great. That would be great.
Which that'd be fantastic if that was actually. I don't think that's the case, but
And
At least melt off all those
symbolic.
shitty SoundCloud rapper
Also,
tattoos
the
he has.
only place where the Joker became the Joker at the Ace Chemical Factory is in Michael Keaton's Batman, is in the first
Is it?
Batman.
Batman
Okay.
89, yeah.
Because Joker doesn't have an origin story.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just
Well,
is.
no, in the
No, Joker doesn't have an actual canonical
You're right.
origin
There's
story.
no concrete
The
background on where he comes
closest,
from.
the,
You're right.
the closest canonical origin story they have is Killing Joke.
Killing Joke, yeah.
And that's not canon.
Yeah.
So,
To
yeah.
be the Joker is to not be canon. Is to exist
right.
outside of it.
You are right. Well, technically, also we have the Joker movie. It's also
Yeah, it's not canon.
Not canon.
But that one is believable too, but also not canon.
Did you
also
watch
a
it?
lot of people
I haven't
don't
seen it yet.
actually think that that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is the real Joker. A lot of people are positing that is who he based his character, who the Joker based his character after.
Well, especially with the timeline, right? Like,
Yeah, 'cause
how old would he have to be when Batman's grown up
Yeah.
in that storyline?
Like he's a
right?
middle-aged.
He's already middle aged.
I mean,
when
Joker's ageless.
yeah, but
I mean, the ages and stuff like that, even throughout the comic books, are just all over the place.
for sure.
That's true.
So who knows?
Yeah, again, there's no canon explanation,
Yeah.
but I see where Tyler's coming from on that one. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Also, isn't Batman like almost 100 now?
Oh yeah. He's
I
gotta be.
mean the series. Or
Yes.
not- yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's definitely up there.
Yeah, it's coming
Detective Comics.
Detective Comics.
The I can't remember what the fuck I was going to say now. We got a trailer for Lock and Key, which looks very good.
didn't see this one.
There's at the end of the trailer, there's some backwards speaking and a puff of smoke to a website. I tried to visit the website and it was down, and I could not clear the audio well enough to make sense of what it was saying when I reversed it. But
Well, somebody else has
Listen
already
to
done
more
it. I'm sure you can
kids.
find it
Sure.
online.
yeah, here I am trying to do the legwork when we're on the internet.
Somebody had already finished that legwork before you started it.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was at work watching it and I'm like, shit. And I downloaded the video right away, loaded up into Audition, and yeah.
Fool.
Fool.
Yeah, it was silly of me.
I actually don't really.
Some
even
dude
know
with
what
no
Lock and Key
job
is.
who was sitting in his basement was like, "This is my calling.
Oh, here's an AR.
Time to reverse the footage."
Here's a subreddit post about it, a potential ARG alternate
Yep.
reality game. So
ARGs are fun.
they are.
But it looks like a very cool. I think it's going to be a series on Netflix. It looks really, really cool.
I've not seen it. I have not seen that trailer yet, so I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. And
There's some other trailers coming that came out recently, weren't there? Or am I just talking out of my ass?
I mean, you could be.
I could be.
most likely, I mean, trailers are often released. I don't know if they're anything that we give a shit about.
Yes, you are right. You are very right.
I found out that there's a sequel to one of my more preferred horror franchises actually coming out this year. There's The Collector, which is fucking great.
Yeah.
Then there's The Collection, and now there's The Collected, which is the third film in the series that's coming out this year.
Followed by the Collectathon.
But I'm really looking forward to that because The Collector was fucking great.
I have it. I've seen a little bit of it because Zeke was very much like, you need to watch this movie, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. I just kind of forgot about it until you brought it up.
And I finally saw The Lighthouse.
Is it good?
What did you think?
It's super interesting.
Okay.
I need to give it a good second watch that doesn't have that surreal experience immediately following it like I did. Being the movie theater story. When I came out of the theater and all the lights were off in the theater and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was really interesting, and I thought it was incredibly acted, perfectly acted.
I'm glad that,
beautifully shot.
I'm glad that he managed to shake the negative stigma of Twilight because he's a really good actor.
He is.
Robert
is
Pattinson,
incredible.
Lots of people made jokes when he was announced as the next Bruce Wayne.
He's gonna be an awesome Batman.
After seeing The Lighthouse, I see that this is well within his chops. He's a very, very capable actor. Him opposite Willem Dafoe in this film is
It's a very interesting pairing.
incredible, absolutely incredible. And obviously, it's like turn of the century East Coast lighthouse. You've got Willem Dafoe, who's obviously an old Irish, man who emigrated to the United States and only knows the sea and has that gruff kind of, and talks like a pirate, basically talks like a sailor. And then you've got Robert Pattinson, who's like you've got the beginnings of the turn of the century New York accent.
He's a lumberjack and he's not okay.
Yeah. He was a lumberjack and
and he did not have parents.
But the accents were outstanding. The acting out of both of them is just outstanding. And it's a trip, man. It's a real trip.
It is.
Beautifully, beautifully shot.
Speaking of actors that you weren't expecting to be superhero characters, I wonder
Nicolas Cage.
if Robert Pattinson is going to pull a Camille Nanjiani. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He got ripped.
He got ripped
so
and then
ripped.
immediately did the right thing and said, "Everyone, this is not healthy."
Yep.
Yeah, it's not.
He put out like that Instagram post and everything, which is like, yeah, this is.
Anytime you
since,
see a dude who's like muscle bound and popping veins, they are probably 2 days dehydrated.
Yep.
And what was his name? Was it the guy from Always Sunny? Is it like Rob McElhenney? Is that his name?
Yeah, Rob McElhenney.
McElhenney. All right.
Rob Scotch brand.
Yeah. He also, he did the same thing when he got ripped. He's like, by the way, you can't do this.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah. This is not what you do. And
I wonder if Robert Pattinson's going to follow that same thing and try to get super shredded to be Batman. Like,
Isn't he already kind of shredded?
Well, I mean, he's fit, and Batman's not shredded. Batman's fit.
Yeah.
it depends
Batman's
on
athletic and fit.
yeah, I guess that's true.
Historically, he's athletic and fit.
Batman should have a ninja build.
Until you get to like the cartoon Batman who's a square.
That's a stylistic choice.
Or the Dark Knight Batman.
Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, well, Dark Knight was a very different. Like that's where
That's
actually
action
not
Batman,
Bruce
not
Wayne.
Detective Batman.
And,
The Dark Knight. You mean the movies?
I mean the comics.
Yeah, the comics.
With
That's not Bruce Wayne.
The Miller. It's not. I thought it was Bruce Wayne.
No, because that's when the back gets broken by Bane.
Yeah, he gets his back broken, and then Batman is
Right.
taken over by Azrael.
I can't remember who it is, but
it's when he gets
that's
that
the
super
only time,
like death Batman
That's the only
suit.
time Batman kills people
That's right.
because
you're
he
right.
starts carrying guns and shit like that.
You're right. You're right.
But yeah, I recommend checking out The Lighthouse. It is definitely worth watching.
It's spooky.
Spoopy. 3 for me.
Nah, it's like spooky enough.
Is it one of those unsettling?
It's an exploration of the development of madness in isolation,
I always love those kind of movies.
and it's really, really cool.
My mic stand is falling more and more. This is not working.
We haven't talked about it yet,
Go on.
but Neil Peart.
Yeah.
Neil Peart's gone now.
Rest in peace, Neil Peart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, I don't normally.
A thousand wizards painted on the sides of vans are weeping for you.
The drum god has gone home.
Yes.
And for those of us who are Aqua Teen Hunger Force fans, no one can play the drum solo of Life to bring him back because he was the one who played the drum solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't normally get super. I'm not laughing because you already sent that to me earlier today or yesterday.
I know.
And I laughed my ass off. But
That's the first thing that came to mind to me when he died. I was like, oh my God, the drum solo of
I
Life.
love-
really gone.
I love the way he walks.
he walks with the bass drums.
But I don't normally get super attached to celebrities or anyone. But Neil Peart, as I posted on Facebook, is one of like that one probably hit me the hardest outside of maybe Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And yeah, I honestly cried. Like Neil Peart, Rush is a big reason, like a big influence on my singing in general. Like obviously it's Getty's the singer, but still.
Sure.
Nice Rush shirt, dork.
Yeah.
But
had to
Neil
wear-
Peart was the principal,
lyricist.
the
His
writer.
lyricist,
so-
and just there are so many Rush songs that I identify with, and just I love Rush. It is one of my favorite bands of all time. It has formed who I am musically in a lot of ways.
Well,
So the
Rush
loss of him
is variety.
Yes. But I went and saw Styx. I know I sent you guys the video.
Not Rush.
Day of when Neil Peart died,
died.
and they did a very touching rendition of Limelight, and
That is my favorite Rush song.
mine's Fly By Night, but Limelight's in the top 5 for me. But yeah, me and my buddy Will, well, you guys all know Will, but we both were like,
Yeah.
just like it was like only a minute or so. It was all piano. They got rid of everything, and it was touching.
I like that. I like that meme floating around that Neil Peart's up there looking down,
chuckling at all the bands who have gigs tonight.
What's an easy Rush song?
Easy Rush song.
Oh man,
That is great. Yeah.
Styx did the right thing. Got rid of all of the instruments.
Yep.
Like, no, we just
Play
doing some
Limelight with
piano.
the keyboard. You're good.
The drummer died, but don't play the drums as a tribute. You can't. I'm sorry.
There was a video floating around that I saw posted today that was studio jams with Danny Carey, Neil Peart, Devin Townsend,
oh damn,
and
DTP?
Stuart Copeland and Matt Stone.
What?
Because Stuart Copeland just invites people over to his studio to jam, apparently.
because Stuart Copeland is cool.
And
He did the entirety of the Spyro trilogy soundtrack.
did he?
There's a lot of interesting things like that. I think Daryl Hall does the same thing.
Yeah.
He invites musicians over to his house, and he sets up a nice recording environment, and he just plays songs with them.
See, I want to be that weirdo. Once I get the fucking studio made, be like, hey, musician friends, just come over. Let's fucking hang out and record some nonsense.
Hey, all that stuff is always rad. And getting all the people especially if it's part of a local scene to just do some sort of mashup, it's always awesome.
Yeah.
That's how you form another Chicago.
Yes, actually, yeah.
So on the topic of music, as I announced last week, I am going to be at NAMM this week.
Going to NAMM.
I am leaving on Wednesday. I pick up my media badges on Wednesday, and then apparently I might be going to some after party for the induction to the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame for Thor.
Thor,
The band.
okay,
Nice.
And
I prefer Valiant Thor.
yes,
I mean, Valiant Thor is fucking great.
that was solid.
I've never done the official media representation at a thing. And apparently, since I'm registered as media with NAMM, I'm now on all the fucking manufacturers' media lists, and I'm starting to get all these emails. So I got invited to a media-only pre-party to NAMM being thrown by Gibson. with unannounced performers. And I was like, that would be really cool, but I also...
It's Mel Gibson. Anyways, just a bunch of racist songs I wrote.
It's 3 back-to-back Striper sets.
Rock for the king.
It's just Tom Jones playing What's New Pussycat over and over.
But I mean, like, I know Slash is sponsored by Gibson, and he lives out there, so I expect that maybe Slash would make an appearance or something like that.
Ask him about his appearance in X5.
But I was like, do I want to go to that? Because it's media only.
Yes.
So I'd be alone. Or do I want to hang out with my friends and go to different pre-parties?
I don't
with
care.
my friends?
Get them.
As your friend who is not going, you need to go to that. Because only you are going to have that story.
Exactly. Go to the things that you wouldn't be able to go to otherwise. Like, you're not just going to be at that one party the whole time. You can go to that quick party, and then you can go hang out with your friends.
Yeah,
and
if it sucks, you can just knock the drink out of Slash's hand. Like, fuck you, Guns N' Roses sucks. I hate the spaghetti incident, and just walk out.
Axl Rose is a fucking has-been.
And then he's like, "You right, you right."
Yeah, no, Slash knows.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Slash doesn't need to be told this.
Yeah, you're right.
Take me down to the barbecue city where the fries are fresh and the ribs are meaty. Shut up. No. Please.
It's just like fucking.
How much some more do we have of this song?
My knees hurts.
It's like when I saw the Misfits line up back together at that Riot Fest a long time ago, the first time that they came back, and fucking Danzig comes out and he goes really hard the first song, and then he fires into Where Eagles Dare, and he's just, I know, goddamn. Son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, man, you gotta fucking pace yourself. There, at the in the 90s, at the MTV VMAs, White Zombie played More Human Than Human. Mm-hmm. And Rob Zombie spent the entire intro skipping back and forth across the entirety of the stage. So then, by the time it came time to sing, he's like, "I am after a career."
If what you do requires careful breath control, don't fucking run around.
Don't jog on a stage that's the size of a football field.
Or if you're gonna do it, you pace it out, like I did.
Yeah.
You never start with that. You might do something crazy when you first start. But then you take it down, and then you ramp it up, and then you do the crazy thing, and then you pick a song where you can take plenty of breaks.
Yep.
My favorite is Vince Neil.
Oh God, Vince Neil.
Feel Good. Oh, Dr. Feelgood. If you have a moment, look this up. Anyone who's listening, because it's hilarious.
Yup. He's
the one, Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah, he's got some quick vocal delivery on that. He's got to be ready.
Oh. It's so bad.
It's terrible.
I do
So
love Dr. Feelgood. That's a good song.
I love Dr. Feelgood, but him singing it live in the last decade is terrible.
Yup.
He can't even finish the song.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
I want someone to take performances like that and then add the shitty flute.
So
Shitty flute version of the song too. Oh, that's great.
So I am really looking forward to checking out NAMM, because that's going to be 5 days of, hanging out and checking out new audio technology, new music technology, instruments, and things like that. Getting to hang out with a bunch of friends of mine that I don't get to see often. So the next podcast is going to be myself and Ty Christian, the frontman from Lords of the Trident, and Sarah Longfield.
You gonna hand us our pink slips now or after the podcast?
Is this what it feels like to be cheated on?
We are also going to try and rope one of Sarah's YouTube friends in as a fourth guest. So
soon our fame will spread across the internet far and wide.
You know what would be really disappointing? If this is the episode that takes off and
I mean, if there was gonna be one, yeah.
It's like,
All
they're
I'm
just like,
saying-
oh fuck. Well, now we know what the issue is.
Look, I'm just trying to grab all the famous people I know and put them all in one podcast.
This one's trying to get like 50,000 views, and we're just gonna be like, well,
Just make them start with like cutouts of our faces,
please,
and then
Oh
have
my
them
God.
reveal. Oh my god!
Get those realistic, faces.
Just Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
it.
right.
Just Mission Impossible. It.
Or get like the actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, those giant like polygon faces, like
Oh yeah.
butt of us. That'd be great.
So we have gotten to the end of the episode.
That's it, boys. That's the end of our last podcast episode.
All right, I just want to thank my mom and yeah,
We're just going to be right back here for episode 71. I don't know what you guys are fucking on about.
I don't.
It's
think
a
that,
joke.
Like I said, this next episode is gonna pop off, and you're just well. Guess
I
that's
guess
the
I
end of
have
you
to
guys.
fly in people from all over different parts of the country for every single episode of the podcast.
Correct.
At least my Sundays will be free now.
As usual, what have you guys been playing?
The system.
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
is down. The system is down.
The system has failed.
The cheat is grounded.
I've been playing Resident Evil 2.
The remake?
Yeah, I've been playing RE2. I got frustrated with my Leon playthrough, and so I started playing as Claire.
God, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
But that you jump in time when you do that.
Gotta go back.
And
in
Claire is
time.
harder than Leon because Claire is supposed to be basically New Game Plus.
I'm just making better decisions than I was my first time because, like, if you don't know the game, then that or it's been a while since I've
been
played
a while.
Resident Evil.
Oh fuck my! Oh, you hit me right in the dick. Oh, that hurt. Oh,
69.
The yeah. Oh, that hurt so bad. Oh,
I had to laugh because Tyler did it before I could.
Oh, that hurt.
And then now Less Than Jake starts playing.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm just making smart decisions. I'm not dying as much. I only died twice last night.
Nice.
Yeah. It's all fun.
Worth it.
It's all fun.
Remake's fucking great, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I never played the old two. So,
Oh, you didn't?
No. I played the old one.
Okay.
But I didn't play any of the Resident Evil stuff because it just wasn't allowed. But I do have the Polygon costumes, the 98.
Oh yeah, they're great.
They're great. So I'm playing as Claire, and she's fine. Like, she's in her standard whatever. But I set Leon to be Polygon.
Yeah.
Leon, anytime he shows up in a cutscene, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
They do the same thing in the latest Tomb Raider game, where you can be PlayStation 1 Lara Croft, or
that's awesome.
With the Great Pyramids, of course.
yes, of course. And showing that, like that, showing up in cutscenes with the immaculately rendered environment is hilarious.
And the non-bit crushed audio.
yeah.
Press start to continue.
How about you, Tyler? How you doing over there? What have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing. I've been playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 more. Yeah. Yeah. I actually really love the story's actually really cool. I got a lot farther into it, and it's pretty fun. Like,
There's no single player in
There is.
Battlefront 2, is there?
yeah, there's a full story.
The menu doesn't count.
I didn't think that they did.
In the first one, they did not. But in Star Wars Battlefront 2, they have a fully fleshed story.
Okay.
And it's actually really fun. It takes place. It actually, you start just before the fall of the second Death Star, and actually, like, you're in the special ops team, the Inferno, and like, you actually are on Endor when the Death Star gets blown up, and basically you're like fighting your way out of Endor to get to go and find the new plan, basically. And you actually, like, Palpatine's part of the story. And it's kind of an interesting link between episode 6 and episode 7, like some stuff that you don't really get to see a lot of, and you actually play as Luke,
But it's
kind of going
probably
around.
non-canon, so get
Definitely
over
is.
it.
It definitely is not canon, but it's really cool, and you play from the perspective of someone who's in the Empire, but then starts to see the issues that the Empire has, and kind of gets away from being on that side of things. And
Sure.
it's really cool. It's actually like the actual gameplay in the story is it's okay, but like the story is fairly interesting. And as a Star Wars nerd, I love it. It's actually a lot of fun. And then I haven't really gotten too much into the online stuff yet, but I'm enjoying what I've played so far.
I bet Dash Rendar isn't in it.
I don't know.
It's a shitty Star Wars game.
How about you, Dan?
Isn't that the
More Deep Rock
64?
Galactic. Playing it in what is pretty much hard mode by playing with my friend Ian because he does not care.
Yeah, of course not.
Your disappointment.
He will
is-
jump down a pit, break his legs. I'll go down and rescue him, and then he'll throw a satchel charge at my feet and blow us both up.
Sounds like an admirable and carefully planned friend.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a match where you have to fight these things called dreadnoughts. They're boss fights. That's all they are. There's 3 of them in the level. And Ian immediately goes silent when the mission starts. And we lose track of him. We're like, where the fuck's Ian at? And Dreadnought 1 spawns because you break the egg and you can fight them one at a time.
Yeah.
Dreadnought 1 spawns like, oh God, no, what's Ian doing, dude? And we try fighting the first one, and then a second Dreadnought health bar shows up. We're like, Ian, what are you doing? You have to stop. And he doesn't say a single word. It's just dead silent. I've told you about this. Like when he snaps on Space Station, he stops talking.
Yeah.
And you have to get away from him.
Yeah.
You have to, because it's dangerous. And then the third one spawns a couple seconds later. And he brings them all to us, and he walks up to me and dead silent just starts shooting me with his revolver while the dreadnoughts are blowing us all up.
Wow.
It's terrifying. It's like playing with a man who has actually gone insane. But other than that, I play Iceborne, the new Monster Hunter expansion.
Ice Bjorn.
Having a lot of fun. I have a lot of my friends have been playing that game way longer than me, but you can go back and help your friends with all the different missions and everything. They did a great job. Aside from that bad port, it's still really fun to play.
Yeah, I really need to find the time to get into that.
Do it, man. I'll come back and I'll put you through the paces.
so much. You're playing on PC though, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I've got it on PC.
And if you didn't, you could just buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been meaning to get into that for a long time. And I feel like playing with a friend is going to be the only way that I'm going to end up getting into Monster.
That's how you should. I mean, I don't like playing it solo very much.
Oh, I guess the previous ones did have multiplayer, but they were just like local multiplayer. They weren't like
Except for
World.
the I think there was one on the Vita that you could play.
Sure.
But that's about it. Yeah.
I have been playing Celeste.
The Heart of the Mountain.
I also bought Mario and Sonic at the 2020.
I actually want to play that.
Games.
I heard it's actually fairly fun.
It is pretty fun.
I want to play it because it's just a party game with my favorite characters. So
I mean, pretty much.
and Mario.
They have like the 64 Olympic Games too. So they've got the 8-bit characters doing, and it's all 8-bit.
Yeah.
Because it's Tokyo 64, and it's just fucking cool. And but you can
Sonic's
tell
in 16-bit.
you can tell that it's Japan bragging about hosting the Olympic Games, though,
Yeah.
because they're
100%.
going.
Why wouldn't they?
Well, there's a whole spiel that's like, it's a real honor for Japan to host the Summer Olympic Games. Not many places have gotten to host the Summer Games twice.
Ha.
I mean, yeah.
That's why 64 is in there.
the Japanese love to flex, dude.
Oh yeah, they're flexing, and I mean, how often do we get to have the Olympics in the future?
They're one of the many countries in the world that is xenophobic and think they're better than everybody else. Like so many countries are like that.
And there's a story mode, and in the story mode, Bowser and Eggman have gotten together. Eggman made a game system, and Bowser got a Magic Koopa to like enchant it. So when it got turned on, it would suck anyone into it. So that's how you end up in Tokyo 64. is they turn it on, but they turned it on with Bowser and Eggman there. And so everyone got sucked into it because Eggman designed it poorly and Mario couldn't find the on switch.
What? Eggman designing something poorly?
The big suck.
So,
Of course not.
and the way to get out of the system is to win gold medals.
Duh.
Meanwhile, Luigi is stuck with the system in the real world in 2020, running around trying to tries to find Tails because he's good with electronics, and basically trying to find a way to get them out of the system, but along the way encountering people who want to compete. And so you end up having to go through all these competitions. Silver the Hedgehog fucking dropped his tickets that we need at the top of a tower, so you have to do this tower
Jesus.
climb thing, and it's a lot of ridiculous things like you'd expect. But the games are fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Cool.
Cool.
all right.
All right.
Podcast over.
Nice.
Nice.
Thanks for watching and or listening, everybody.
We'll see you next week. I'll see you next week.
Nice.
Yeah, and we are probably never going to see you again, but we love you anyway.
Nice.
I'm taking off today at 3. Sometimes you have to sit if you want to make a stand. Hate to shit, taking liberties. Taking liberties.
Luke, it says I'm locked out of my account again.
Subscribe.